What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fi with two guys who are having much better starts to the NFL season than I am, Brandon Cruz and Eric Sheets-Haber. We're going to be talking through this two-game slate. We'll do a little recap of Sunday quickly, I guess. I had a very bad Sunday. Had a good morning slate. I did well, and actually thought I had a chance at the Wildcat or whatever for a little bit. But that was all I had yesterday. It was not a lot of fun. Sheets, anything for you? And then we'll go over to
Yeah,
Brandon.
I got like second and third or in one of the early slates for like 6,000, which was good.
Yeah.
That was good. The main slates were a little bit of a struggle. I did okay in the power sweep also. So overall, definitely lost, but not the end of the world. Really freaking tilted though. I thought I was going to win that freaking NASCAR thing. That lineup was in first for like way too long. You know what I mean?
That was forever,
usually I don't like sweat. You know what I mean? Because like they never hold. Like when there's like 100 laps to go, but like 95 laps no change, 90 laps no change, and then all of a sudden like all those cautions came, and then it just kind of like messed up a little bit. But it still ended up getting third at the end of it, which was really really good. So,
That's nice.
weekend. How'd you end up doing, Brandon?
I had the third best line on the Ireland game, so
that was brutal.
That sucks. Like I was holding on to that first place through end of halfway and into the third, actually into the fourth. So that was unfortunate, but that covered the entire day.
Okay.
My trip in the 4-4-4 was pretty terrible. I kept rerunning stuff and I just didn't get stack. I'm so bad playing one lineup and I'm so bad playing the main slates. I kept getting like Hertz capped or Hertz stacks, Rattler stacks, and I just didn't end up having a stack that worked. I did have Robinson, the dude from the Chargers, and McCaffrey, but everybody else was a dud. Like I played the only manual thing I did was play Godwin, and he was the only one who didn't do anything in that game.
But I would like to say though that the two hot takes I had was that Philadelphia was going to put up a big freaking game, and KC was going to win everybody all the money, and the winner had Patrick Mahomes by himself. By the way,
I saw that.
I had in my bigger buy, and I thought I had something. I thought I was set up in good shape, and dude, what happened like to the whole Ravens thing? You know, like I had Derrick Henry, who basically they just decided he wasn't going to play anymore, and then like I had Zay Flowers, and all of a sudden Lamar got hurt, sort of. You know, like it's like the whole team like gave up like immediately.
Yeah, it was very strange. They're missing 7 guys on defense, which I think is killing them as an actual team. So they were going to lose anyway, I think. They're just beaten up, and I think that they're not as good as they thought they were.
Derrick Henry never in the game anymore.
He was in the third downs and the 2-minute drill is usually like a lot of times goes to Justice Hill. Justice Hill is playing well for what it's worth.
Obviously he is just used in first and second down plays and stuff, but like part of me thinks that like he's in his head like way too much. Like I think I really think
gonna be after those fumbles.
I mean after those fumbles and really after last week, I was really hoping he'd perform better, not because I had him, just for the sake of him in general. But I actually am like pretty worried about his performances going forward.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. I really don't.
Dude, this is like being a freaking New York Giants fan, man. They pick up like one of the great upsets, a tremendous win, and lose Malik Neighbors for the year.
I know it was brutal, and Dart looked really good too.
Dart looked good.
Mostly running.
So we got two games tonight. So we got a 7:15 and an 8:15 Eastern, and I'm playing all three. You know, I'm playing both showdowns and the 2-gamer. I'm not playing the showdowns on FanDuel. Do not have good contests today for some reason.
Yeah.
But the 2-gamer I'm definitely playing. I did get note just now. I guess it doesn't apply to Classic, but 2 guys that I had in my showdown like set were out. Jelani Woods and somebody else.
And the Washington guy,
Ty Johnson, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those guys are out.
Relook at things. What I'm guessing that I guess we'll talk about it a little bit. Brandon, are you playing the 2-game also?
I'm doing everything.
Yeah. Awesome. So like, look, you're going to end up with like 100% A-chain basically no matter what you do, right? Are you getting any less than that? Am I the only one who's like literally can't get hardly any lineups without an A-chain in it no matter what I do? And are we all just going to lock them in?
Well, I mean, it depends on what slate, but in a 2-game slate,
2-gamer.
Yeah, I'm having trouble getting Linus without him as well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so between him and and they're both suit things that I like. I actually like A-Chain tonight, but I just thought it was interesting to think about, like, just because he's so popular, is there any way to really get off of it?
Well, like what you used to say, or what people used to say, like if there's 2 ways to think about it. Like if he's too popular, then get 100% of him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it is feel that way.
Yeah, I just always find when it's like going to be like an 80% owned guy, and I'm going to have 90. It's probably going to be higher than 80.
Like you're not really over the field.
Like, yeah, you're not even really over the field at 90. And like, isn't it worth it to take a shot with like maybe just some way that he's not in there? I mean, it's football, man. Like people hurt themselves all the time. Like,
yeah, you know what I said that yesterday to you about freaking Puka Nakua, and he's got 40 fantasy points.
Yeah, Puka is a whole different thing right now. I think that he might be the best receiver in the league. Like, I really do.
Not even the best receiver. He may not be the best receiver. He certainly has the best freaking role. I mean, like,
well, it's not just his role. He does everything. He literally does. There's not a catch he doesn't make. Every single one. Yeah. So I mean, I guess that's the big conversation is the running back. What else could you do? And that would be like, obviously Dobbins makes some sense. But Breece Hall is going to be, also very popular. Dobbins and then Chase Brown. And is it worth it maybe to consider some of the backups is something I was trying to figure out for myself. I couldn't quite get there, but there was I was thinking for a minute that RJ Harvey, maybe for Denver, maybe Ollie Gordon, both with or separate from A-Chain. Could you play some Braylon Allen on the 2-game slate? I think it's worth taking some stabs at these guys. Anybody?
Yeah, I think using the secondary running backs from these teams is probably the easiest way to get different because when we look at positions that are going to have low ownership that can actually do anything, I mean, the tight end position is pretty ugly today, so I don't think it's really worth getting different there. Obviously, wide receivers, first off, leaving salary on the table is probably the easiest way to get different today. Yeah. You don't need I'm probably at least going to have at least 800 or so probably off on all of my 2-game lineups, just because I just kind of want to get out of all the people who are going to be wanting to use all the salary. But because of that, I'm naturally going to get just different in the wide receiver, like with Franklin and stuff. So I actually think my one stand will probably be trying to get more ownership for those running backs. Also because unlike most, main slates or main, 2 or 3 gamers, whatever, there's not a good quarterback on this slate. Normally you have Hurts or Lamar or Allen or whoever, right? Obviously Bo Nix probably grades out the best, but normally trying to get overweight or get leverage on some of the bad quarterbacks that people aren't playing is usually the way that I normally go about it. But you really can't do that here just because everybody looks roughly the same once you get past Bo, and so
okay, all right. I have it. All right, I'll throw something out there. Yeah. I'm making this up, but I'm gonna throw a theory out there. So when you have these 2, okay, I think that and I'm just stating this, that the backup running backs and like the backup wide receivers on the 2-game slate are going to be extra like unowned, because in people's head they're like, you know what, I don't need to play him in the 2-game. I'll just play him in the showdown. So when people might consider playing like the pretty reasonable backup running back, they talk themselves out of it by saying, you know what, I can get plenty of exposure in showdown. I don't need to play in the classic slate. So in the classic slate, those guys are even going to be lower owned than they should be.
Yeah, I actually think I don't know if that's the entire, even just the reason for it, but I do agree that there's often, we see it a lot with these 3, 4, 5 percenters that win these 2-game slates when we have them, or even sometimes on 3-game slates, you have like the 1% guys like who have, it's really, look, we watched however many backups score yesterday. There's no reason why that couldn't go that way tonight. So I like the idea of just forcing in just a little bit of the Braylon Allen, RJ Harvey, Ollie Gordon, and I guess turning it into wide receiver. This is sort of how I'm trying to get different on this slate also is there's actually a take I do have. My sneaky play for the day is Marvin Mims for the 2-gamer. I think that he has big playability against a defense that gives up big plays, and they use him in different ways. I think that he's still he's somebody you could see maybe being a little bit ahead of. I don't think his and Franklin's projection are quite. I think they're closer than the actual projections are. So Marvin Mims is for me the one guy I'm putting my stamp on at low ownership.
Is he still listed with a Q tag or not
What's
yet?
that?
Or not anymore?
He is.
Is he still listed? No, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that he's still listed. I mean, he's going to play. You know what I mean? I like that he's listed with a Q tag. That might temper the ownership a little bit. So the other guy,
we got like a 5% ownership projection of him, and the same. Another one is Malik Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Malik Washington on Miami.
Yeah,
again?
just because of we know how they use him. They run those bubble screens for him. He'll get a carry. They use him in different ways, and there's also some punt return equity if something goes weird and you have that with the defense because especially in like Mims's case, he can run one back like we've seen that before. We'll see if Mims is healthy. We'll get
Darren Waller
in a half hour. I'm just saying if Mims plays. What's that?
Is anybody playing Darren Waller?
Let me look.
I'm just gonna look at my. I think he's gonna get like probably just sub 10%.
Okay.
But I like that one, Sheets.
He's my fourth highest tight end right now.
Okay.
I like, or at least I have more ownership to Ingram, Taylor, and Mike over Waller.
Is the Ingram projection like it feels like kind of like overly low? Like I understand it hasn't really happened yet, but I think this is a low number for Ingram's projection.
It's just tight ends are just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What about other guys from my man? What about like Tanner Connor? I guess these are just showdowns.
Maybe for showdown for me on that one.
Let me check my showdown stuff. Since I just updated that, for what it's worth, I'm just better talking about showdown stuff. I really like Miami, specifically Hill and Waddle, in that game. I mean, I think Tyreek Hill is probably going to be I would think the most owned wide receiver on the 2-game slate. And or
I think Chase and Garrett Wilson but probably he's right behind those guys.
Yeah. So normally what you can do is, if there's a chalk wide receiver or whatever on these 2 games, you probably want to have him in the captain for these showdown stuff. And so I would default whatever captains I'm using today, which are just wide receivers, to the most popular wide receivers on the slate. So the first game, I really like Hill and I really like Waddle. And Achane will probably be the 3 guys that I use from that. But I just really like Hill and Waddle today. So by default, I'm probably going to have a lot of Tua stacks. I will want to say, or at least when I do 2-gamers and stuff, I typically just normally make sure I at least have 2 pass catchers with that quarterback. I don't care if it's a 2-3, a 2-1 or whatever. I just by default, I always want 2 people paired with the quarterback.
I have a dumb question. I mean, I'm looking through my lineups right now, the way I've saved them. I'm leaving like a ton on the table.
Yeah, I think that's just the slate.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I have lineups where I'm leaving like 5,000 on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and then
but like a lot of it's like
I
don't know what to do.
Like I mean, we thinking about the games. I actually do like Miami tonight, but I don't know really I don't know who the Jets are. And Miami's looked so weird.
I
think Denver's going to beat the hell out of Cincinnati. That's my take. I really think that it's going to be a bloodbath, and Denver looks great again. Game, and their defense will show up, and I think they'll also try to get Bo Nix going because of all the narratives and everything. And I think that Cincinnati's the perfect team to do that against at home. However, with all that said, the fact that you're going to have we have 2 games and there's going to be a defense that might be 5% owned. It just kind of peeks into my head like, okay, well, that's a good way to get different. You know what I mean? Because it's defense. There's so much randomness. You know what I mean? What do you think?
To that, what I was going to say is that the whatchamacallit, the second highest owned thing you might see is, besides A-Chain, and maybe is the Denver defense.
Yeah.
And like we talk about a lot. I mean, like, defense just not that easy. You know, it just doesn't work that way. You know, you just can't have an 80% owned defense like ever.
Right. But the other thing about it is that you do also have to, like, in your showdowns, and for example, in showdowns, I actually like the defense. I think this could be a defensive captain that type of night. We just saw 30 points put up against this Bengals team. This Broncos defense has the talent to be really good. I think this could be like a big, like, this could be one of those 40 something to like 10 games.
You think so?
I think it really could be.
I don't know. I don't know if Denver has that in them, but
I think they do. I think they've had a rough start for it because they've had some matchups, but like this Cincinnati team. I mean, this without Burrow, they might be like one of the worst like 10 teams in football. And Denver's probably right on the cusp of that top 10. And they're playing at home. They always crush at home, and they're playing with, I don't know. I just think that this is the.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
I'm just redoing my FanDuel lineups right now. I'll let you know what we have there. Then I do want to share a couple of my showdown things. But again, I'm like sort of on my laptop, so it's just kind of hard for me to go back and forth between these things.
Yeah.
Well, that goes. I want to mention that I played Browning last week on Sunday when he played the Minnesota Vikings, and that was one of the most frustrating watches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go back to Browning, and I'm hoping. The reason I bring that up is I'm hoping that he looks so ugly to most people that people don't play him at the rate that they should be at. Like, it's looking like I'm probably gonna have Tua and Jake as my 2 highest quarterbacks, just for the lower ownership that he might have, or that the Cincinnati offense has. Because I think on paper people are expecting them to play pretty poorly, and Minnesota was a really good example of that. But I think Jake is actually the way to get different on this slate.
I mean, my opinion, by the way, is that Browning being a relatively inexperienced quarterback, I guess that's the way you could describe it.
He's been around though.
Like, there's literally no matchup worse for someone like that than the Vikings. So not that I want to give him a full pass, but the Vikings are nasty.
I think
Denver's
what I mean? Like better, that's me. I think Denver's got a better defense. I mean, maybe not the front part. Maybe not the front part.
Maybe they're better, but the way the Vikings just play and all those disguised blitzes and stuff like that is just very tough for a quarterback.
And I think that I think Browning is interesting as a tournament play. I still am getting like the one I want to be overweight on, just going to switch positions of quarterback. I really like I like the Bo Nix. I know it's the chalk, but I do think that Bo Nix and Fields both make sense. But as Brandon mentioned earlier, the low ownership on Tua against what do we really know Jets team? Like we've seen different forms of it so far in the season. I kind of think there's something about that low own Tua fall for it one more time kind of a thing that we should take a shot with. So kind of like Brandon's idea to go for Tua just based on ownership. It just.
I mean, what you're really supposed to really want to put it all. You want to put it all together. You play Tua with the receivers, and you don't play A-Chain, right? I mean, like,
that's a big one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I know that's a big way to get different, though. I mean, you're playing with a bunch of people, so I think it's worth taking shots like that, like in the lotteries.
I mean, Tyreek Hill's going to be like really popular. Well, you could play him without A-Chain.
I don't know, I'm just ready to be like pissed off this whole slate because it's probably my whole slate's going to be all like Tua and Brownie. Like I know this is not going to be a fun slate to watch.
It's well, I mean the Tua thing. Look, this when certain things work, and as Sheets points out, look, the narratives can sometimes take over these things, and in reality, maybe they had an extra day off. They've got their offense figured out a little bit, and they start getting some things on time. And it looks like why didn't we see the Miami 40-point game come in? I could see that happening. They were right there with the Bills in that game. They could have won that game.
100%.
Yeah.
And listen, it's what I was saying leading into that game is that the the Dolphins, their whole offense is all timing based, and it sometimes takes a while for that to get rolling. So I'm
what
not
better defense to do it against than this?
Mhm.
Or not what better, but we don't know. I actually don't know what the Jets what I think of the Jets defense. So I don't know. I like I'm talking myself more into the Tua idea for the probably going to be one of my big buy-ins at least.
I actually do like, so in terms of risk tolerance, I think this is a much more friendly slate to take a stance on, like Tua or Jake or a situation like that, because as I said, the quarterback floor and ceiling are kind of more closer aligned than what they normally are. So the fact that like we're probably going to get like Tua at like, I don't know, 15% ownership or whatever, maybe like higher teens. Like you don't have to get crazy. You can just have 25% Tua and be over the field. Like I think those plays are like what you're supposed to do if you're playing multiple lineups tonight.
Well, on the other hand, by the way, I mean the sort of the obvious defense to play is the freaking Jets. Like Tua,
Yeah,
so many times. Like if he's floating that ball, Jets are totally live for 2 pick sixes in this game.
Yeah,
sure.
So I mean, certainly you want to play Jets defense in showdown, but let me just see something. Let me see what
we
my
still haven't official word on Mims, which we probably won't get until probably right after we get out of here because it'll be 90 minutes.
Okay, so my ownership on the in the Jet game first in the captain, I have nothing really fancy here. I have A-Chain and Tyreek Hill, top owned captains. Then 10% Justin Fields, 10% Garrett Wilson. I have a couple of hoodoos in there. You got like a couple of Malik Washingtons just for fun. Have 2 Josh Reynolds just for fun. Whatever. As far as the flex, let me see if I have anybody really bizarro. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is going to be too big of a stand, but I have 36% Malik Washington.
Yeah, I like the Malik Washington. I think that's a really good play, like in general, by the way, for both things.
Yeah, I do too. I also like Smith from the Jets.
Oh, I heard someone make a good case for that.
I think it was Jester from Occupy.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's correct. Actually,
for what it's worth, I think Occupy is a must listen to for every.
He's pretty sharp.
Yeah,
he's pretty sharp.
Yeah,
wait. Let me see. So who did I say? Smith. Let me see if I have him in. I don't have enough of him, but I definitely have some of him. It looks like I'm leaving money on the table. I have some Alec Ingold, some Westbrook at Keenan. I mean, there's all kinds of crap in the rest of my lineups. But like a captain, and you know what I mean. I'm pretty normal. Let me see. Let me check out the other game as far as my exposures over there. See if there's anything. So yeah, I guess what you could draw from that is I really think that Malik Washington's a good play in showdown. I think that makes some sense. Let's take a look at the Bengals game. I imagine. I can't even imagine what I have. Captain, top owned captain. Ooh, is actually Jamar Chase. And then Nick Sutton and Higgins and Chase Brown. So I'm playing for some Bengalsness. And then flex. Wow, check this out. I am all over the Bengals in showdown today. My top owned flex guy is Jake Browning. So we shall see. And then I have 37% Troy Franklin. All right. For the Denver, I'm ready. I'm ready to lose. We're good. And 20% RJ Harvey, like you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Anybody know who Pat Bryant is?
No clue. I don't know who any of these guys are.
Off my head, I know.
I got one lineup with him. Anybody know Nate Adkins?
Yeah. But not, I mean.
For what it's worth, in last night's night game, there was a lot of people who were like $200, $400, $600 getting quite
I was
getting
in
a lot.
some business with Scootermaker actually.
Yeah. I was looking pretty good until
Yeah.
Oh man, who was it? Oh, the third Dobbs touchdown. Yeah. But
That was
I love
that
yet
was a
again.
crazy game.
Yeah, they both deserve a tie. I hate when games go that far in overtime, but I do like, especially in the second game. I like a lot of the values for showdown. Obviously, we need inactives to come out and stuff, but I think it's very similar to that, to where there could be a lot of very cheap guys getting points in it.
Yeah, I have a guy in one lineup. I guess I have to check for inactives. Here's the note on him. How about this? I'll tell you who it is. The note on him, the only note is September 10th. It says, X did not play a single offensive snap in Sunday's game against the Browns. And no note since then. Taj Brooks? No clue, right? Oh, no, he was good last week. He had 5 rushes last week.
In terms of chalk, because I'm looking through my stuff right now, like Achan is just one that you would eat, right? Like I don't really see.
Yeah.
Like I know you mentioned when you first came on. I'm finishing my stuff. Like I just can't get away from Achan.
No.
So I think I'm just gonna eat it and just.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to justify.
Hold on, Molly. Hold on a second. Molly, you coming in?
It's just injury things. That's the only thing. Like,
Yeah.
like maybe not. I mean, there's a chance like Breece Hall and Chase Brown could outscore him. Like that could happen.
Yeah, I mean he's projected for.
No, it's really
77% ownership. Like,
Molly, who do you like tonight? No opinion. Locked in.
But that Ollie Gordon, that's the thing, is that they did give
Gordon
this guy
had some good looks last week.
Yeah, he did. And we've seen Braylon Allen in spots like this before. Like it just there's these backup running backs. I think there could be something to it.
I think I'm gonna try and get let's say 7% Gordon just to lower this Achan, because like I keep rerunning stuff, right, and it's giving me 92% Achan. Like
yeah,
I just don't need to have 300 lineups with this guy in it, man.
Let me see. Yeah, Molly has no opinion here. Molly likes Alec Ingold.
The guy I got way over on after my afternoon swaps yesterday was because I had so much Trey Tucker, and he was like the one who balanced out. So Trey Tucker lineups were all dead anyway. But although he actually had some plays called back, but was the Adonai Mitchell? Did you guys see what happened there?
Oh my God, that was so crazy.
That was brutal for him. I mean, it was great for the Rams, but it was brutal.
Yeah, really good. See what happened to all the Niners?
Which part?
Purdy's going to be out.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, but maybe even Mac Jones might be out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the line went from like 3 to like 6 like today.
Yeah.
Good for the Rams.
I really like the. I mean, I know that was a weird game. I think that Indianapolis is for real. They have some real players, but I really think the Rams are really, really good.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here, guys.
All right, bud.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, I'm in on this Ollie Gordon. Get over the field on him. What am I at right now? I got 10% of them. Double the field.
Yeah, let me. You mind if I share my screen?
Look at Kendry Miller yesterday. That's a great example of a backup running back. Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing, man.
Get this off of that side. So like, for those seeing what I'm doing here, this is what I've been doing for like 4 minutes now, is figuring out what I want for my running backs. I don't mind showing this because when we're here too, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a difference. But like I said, I think wide receiver I'm gonna be spread out enough to where I don't really need to do anything. But I just think running back and your quarterbacks are like the two areas to get different today. So I'm really curious on where, or this is what I'm primarily focusing on to get different if this stuff is going to finish running. Yeah, like I kind of capped it at 88, but like I just can't get away from HN. Now, if we're leaving money on the table, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. If we're leaving money on the table, the two pay-ups that are going to be used a lot are going to be Chase and HN. Now, I've gotten Chase down to 47 because I think a lot of people are going to use him just because you have the money to get to him.
Yeah.
But with Gordon being in play, like I don't want to fade HN, right? But I think he is a person, since he's going to be so high owned, like I'm okay with coming in with where the field is at. This is where I'm at right now with my running backs. Anything more than this, I have to manually like start getting stuff to get Allen in there. Chase Brown has been destroyed behind the line of scrimmage this year. So at no fault of his own, this O-line for the Bengals is just terrible. But I got a feeling about this fellow as well, because he's involved in the passing, especially if they're still down in this game. I'm kind of interested in that just to get my Devon Achane ownership down. I think I am going to include. I believe his name is P. Ryan. But I think this is probably going to be the area that I'm massaging the most. I get whatever I get from Breece Hall. I still got to do the FanDuel stuff as well, but I think I'm going to be doing the same stuff over there. But I just wanted to share this. This is kind of what my thoughts and opinions are.
No, it's great. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's hard to get off the HN thing for me. I'm down to 97%.
That's what I was at before, and like I don't mind going all in on like people on Showdown, but there's just I don't feel comfortable doing that on a 2-game slate, especially on a if he was in the second game, I would be much more inclined to, because then I could at least I will say, for what it's worth, I am going to run late swap stuff in case just people score. I think everybody should. I don't care if it's just an hour. If people are saying that you can't late swap whatever, I don't really see why you would not want to late swap and stuff. But I am going to late swap. But yeah, just because like I wish he was in the second game. It'd be much easier to be 97% of them. But I think I'm just going to keep getting less. I have no scientific theory behind this. I went from 88 to 84. I'm just trying to get just ownership to some of these guys to get different on and stuff. I am using the max salary of 49.4 because even when I was looking at stuff earlier, like she was talking about leaving money on the table, I was just kind of hand building and seeing what people would end up getting to, and I was at like 1,800 left. I don't think you even need to worry about salary today. But this is these are just my opinions.
I don't see anything you should worry about for salary. I've got, and the same thing with the showdowns, by the way. I really think you could leave a ton on the table in both showdowns.
Yeah.
Maybe more so the second one, but both of them you definitely can.
Yeah. Also, last thing I do, anytime I make adjustments, just speaking about Severson personally, I always just end up rebuilding the lineups instead of hitting apply, because I'd rather just have a full set of pools built with what I want versus having a build and then making adjustments and stuff.
Same here.
I haven't found that does anything. I just enjoy having stuff built for what I want versus trying to find that through lineups that I've already built.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else.
I think we can get out of here. It should be a fun one. Look out if Mims is available. We'll get that before the next. So that's another reason to late swap. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for jumping on in here, and give us a like on the way out here. And y'all good, Brandon? Nothing else?
I think I'm good. Best of luck, everyone.
All right, buddy. Good luck to you, and good luck to all of us. And hopefully it's a good night for some screenshots.